In the vastness of the Andromeda expanse, where stars glittered like scattered diamonds across the endless void, the Zorith Empire reigned supreme. For centuries, their unmatched technology and cold, calculating logic had enabled them to dominate countless worlds. Every species they encountered bent the knee, recognizing the Zorith's overwhelming superiority. Fear was their greatest weapon, and they wielded it with ruthless precision. But everything changed when they encountered humans. It began with a distress signal from a remote mining colony on the edge of Zorith territory. The colony was a vital resource hub, extracting rare minerals needed for advanced starship construction. When the signal came through, short, fragmented, and filled with static, the Zorith fleet responded immediately. Commander Vokar, a decorated leader known for his ruthless efficiency, was sent to investigate. When the fleet arrived, they expected signs of an attack, wreckage, bodies, perhaps resistance fighters desperately clinging to life. Instead, they found silence. The colony was eerily still, no signs of battle, no survivors, and most chilling of all, no visible destruction. Buildings stood untouched, machinery hummed softly, meals sat half-eaten on tables, and tools lay abandoned mid-task. "Scanners detect no life forms," reported Officer Threx, his voice sharp and precise, though tinged with an underlying unease. Commander Vokar's mandibles twitched thoughtfully. "No bodies, no structural damage?" "None, Commander. It's as if the entire colony vanished into thin air." Vokar's eyes narrowed. "Deploy a scouting team. We need answers." The team descended onto the barren colony, moving cautiously through the deserted streets. As they searched, a heavy sense of dread settled over them. The entire settlement seemed frozen in time. Then they found the security recordings. The footage was shaky, but what it showed chilled even the cold-hearted Zorith. Shadows flickered across the walls, fast, precise, and terrifyingly efficient. The attackers weren't monstrous beasts or powerful alien warriors. They were humans. Thin, fragile-looking creatures with soft skin, no natural armor, and no claws or fangs. Yet, they moved with shocking speed and unerring precision. The humans didn't overwhelm through brute force. They outmaneuvered, outthought, and adapted with frightening intelligence. They struck from the shadows, dismantling elite Zorith guards like children crushing paper figures. Commander Vokar watched, silent and still, as the footage played out. One scene lingered in his mind, a lone human soldier outnumbered 5-1, fighting with nothing but a jagged piece of metal. His movements were desperate yet precise, every attack deliberate, every defense calculated. His eyes burned with fierce determination, an unbreakable will that made Vokar's cold blood chill. "This is impossible," Threx whispered, breaking the silence. "They're weak, primitive. How could they do this?" Vokar didn't answer immediately. His mind raced, calculating, reevaluating every assumption about this fragile-looking species. "We underestimated them," he finally said, voice low with a hint of dread. The Zorith Council, upon hearing of the incident, convened an emergency session. The footage was studied, debated, and dismissed by some as an anomaly. But fear lingered beneath their cold rationality. A decision was made. A larger fleet would be sent to Earth to subdue the humans before they could become a true threat. That was their second mistake. When the fleet reached Earth's orbit, they expected an easy victory. The Zorith ships, massive and armed with the most advanced weaponry in the galaxy, loomed over Earth's blue sphere like harbingers of doom. But humanity did not submit. The humans fought back, not with superior technology, but with sheer, unrelenting determination. They used guerrilla tactics, turning their weaknesses into strengths. Their ships were smaller, slower, and less advanced, yet they adapted to every disadvantage. Earth's defenders used their terrain to their advantage, ambushes from hidden bunkers, traps set in the debris of fallen cities, and even boarding parties that infiltrated and sabotaged Zorith vessels from within. One by one, the mighty ships of the Empire began to fall. Commander Vokar witnessed the impossible firsthand during the siege of Nuterra. A single human frigate, battered and nearly broken, launched a desperate charge into the heart of the Zorith fleet. It should have been a suicide mission, But humans had a terrifying tendency to turn desperation into victory. The human ship's captain, knowing defeat was inevitable, detonated the vessel's core reactor in a calculated sacrifice. The resulting explosion obliterated 5 Zorath warships and damaged several others. It wasn't just bravery, it was cold strategic brilliance. In his report, Vokar wrote, "They are not like other species. They do not fear death. They use it as a weapon." The Zorath began to fear humans, not because of their physical prowess, but because of their will. Even when crushed, they rose again. Even when outnumbered, they fought harder. And when cornered, they became more dangerous than ever. The final blow came during the Battle of Andara Prime. The once mighty Zorath fleet, now weakened and desperate, faced a human force that was smaller yet impossibly cunning. The humans didn't engage directly. Instead, they attacked supply lines, sabotaged communications, and spread misinformation among the Zorath ranks. Paranoia spread like wildfire. Ships fired on each other, convinced of betrayal. Entire battalions were stranded without supplies. The humans had learned every weakness, exploited them with ruthless precision. When the battle finally ended, the Zorath Empire surrendered, not because they lacked firepower, but because their will had been shattered. The terrifying truth was undeniable. Humans didn't conquer through brute force or fear. They thrived on it. In the aftermath, stories of human resilience and terrifying bravery spread across the galaxy. The once mighty Zorath now spoke of humanity in hushed whispers, recounting tales of impossible victories and acts of sheer, relentless determination. In the shadow of defeat, Commander Vokar reflected on what he had learned. Humans were not monsters. They were something far worse. Creatures that could take fear, pain, and desperation and forge them into weapons of unimaginable strength. And as the stars continued to shine over the quiet ruins of the Zorath Empire, one undeniable truth remained. Humans were terrifying, not because of their strength, but because of their indomitable spirit. A species that, when faced with the impossible, didn't just survive. They fought back, and they won.